Hey, my Young and the Restless fans. Happy Friday, TGIF. We're at the end of the week and we got another episode to talk about. First, we hear Aria's doctor has bad news. We also see Sharon and Nick is upset at Adam's announcement to take the lead. And Nikki thinks Audra and Nate need to be on a leash. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. This is your Young and the Restless recap for August 25th. And without any further ado, let's talk about this episode. So we start out over at Chancellor Park where we see Tessa and Mariah discuss their ability to handle challenges. Elena interrupts their conversation and Tessa and Mariah explain the upsetting news about Aria's hearing issues. Now Elena listens as they share about Aria's hearing test and potential hearing loss. Now they discuss their determination to support their daughter and the upcoming specialist appointment, and the doctor's advice to remain positive and hopeful is highlighted. Now the conversation turned to Elena, as Elena mentions her busy work schedule to Tessa and Mariah. Concerns arise that Elena might just be overworking herself to avoid processing her emotions after the Nate breakup. Now, Elena expresses gratitude for their friendship and reassures them of her improved state of mind. At this point, she thinks she is all good. So now we're over at Crimson Lights where we see Sharon, Esther, and Chloe having a chat. They discuss Aria's situation and Esther's excitement about managing the coffee house. Now, Nick joins Sharon and they share worries about the impending merger and Adam's role. Now, Sharon mentioned the challenges of just cutting Adam loose due to optics. Concerns about the ongoing tension between Adam and Victor are also discussed. Now, back at the table, Sharon gives Esther a checklist for managing the coffee house. Nick and Sharon leave, and Esther jokes about getting a manager badge. Now, Esther expressed her love for Chloe, her daughter, acknowledging their whole relationship. And the interesting thing is when Esther excitedly announces her new role as a manager, the baby wakes up and cries. So obviously the baby heard Esther. So now we're over at the Newman Ranch where we hear Victor surprising Nikki with the news of the merger between S&A and Newman Media. Now Nikki questions the timing of it all and Victor's intentions, of course. Now Victor explains the decision was influenced by Nate's analysis and his desire not to delay the merger. Now Nikki expresses concern about the dynamic shift at Newman Media. And the interesting thing is that after everything Adam has been saying about merging the two companies because of its redundancy, at the end of the day, Victor did it anyway. Speaking of Adam, Adam confronts Nate over at Society, demanding to know about his conversation with Victor. Now, Nate insists that private conversations are off limits. Adam discloses his decision, meaning Victor's, about the merger, and Nate congratulates him. Now, they discuss Nate's role in business strategies, leading to a whole heated exchange. Nate argues that Victor should have cut him loose instead of accommodating his wishes. They should have cut you loose after the whole thing of you covering up Audra's blackmail thing. Anyway, he now questions Adam's refusal to accept his victory gracefully. Now, Adam receives a text from his brother Nick requesting a meeting. Adam vows to uncover the truth behind the merger. Nate at this point now contacts Audra and informs her about the upcoming expansion. Audra worries about her position now and expresses frustration at Victor's decision to grant Adam's request. Nate advises Audra to prove her worth and not second-guess Victor's intentions. So now we're over at Adam's place where Sally shows up and discusses a job offer. Now they talk about the merger, Adam's cautious optimism, and his concerns about Nate's influence. Adam expresses his desire to lead the company and invites Sally to join him side side by side. As they were having the conversation, Nick and Sharon shows up. And of course, here goes Sally dropping the bombshell that Adam offered me a job. And of course, that did not sit well with Nicholas and Sharon either. Sally leaves. Nick and Sharon confront Adam about the job offer. Nick questions Adam's decision to offer Sally a job without consulting them. Sharon expresses disappointment in Adam's unilateral actions. Adam defends his plan to take charge of the company. Tensions rise as they clash over leadership and his intentions. Now, my thing is, they don't know how to run a company. Yeah, she might know how to run a coffee house, and Nicholas know how to take instructions from a leader. But honestly, the only person that obviously shows that he knows how to run business is actually Adam. They just don't like the fact of reporting to them. And this is made known when they don't know the difference between a takeover and a merger. They keep saying, oh, I thought we were all going to work together and we're going to merge. This is no longer a merger, Nick and Sharon. This is actually a takeover, as Newman Media is consuming SNA. So now Audra decided to take matters into her own hands. She visited the ranch to discuss the merger with Victor and Nikki. Now she questions her future with the company and Victor's response. Victor assures Audra that she's going to have a role and promise to keep her updated. Nikki commends Audra's determination and compares her to Nate. However, once she leaves, Nikki expresses concerns about Audra's ambition and drive, comparing her to Nate. Victor suggests mentoring Audra, prompting Nikki's disbelief. Nikki worries that Audra and Nate is going to need a leash instead of guidance. Then Audra makes it back to the GCAC where she meets Nate and shares her whole confrontation with Victor, all excited like she has done something. Now Nate admires Audra's determination and grit, and while they looking like they're feeling each other, and I mean having this so-called whatever connection, Elena arrives and observes the conversation, leaving a sense of intrigue. And finally, over at Society, Sally and Chloe meet up to discuss Sally's so-called new job. Now, Sally acknowledges the complications of her situation. Chloe reveals her own relief at moving on as well, as she's covering for Chelsea over at Marchetti as second in command. Maybe you should have followed her over there, Sally, because getting involved with these Newmans, whether in business or between these two brothers, it ain't working for you. Or maybe you should just head back to LA. Liam might be free after a while. Okay, so there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Friday, August 25th, 2023. Stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.